Hey friends, it is Friday, and that means Friday Food for Thought. And I have been working on this topic for a little while. Just to kind of let you all into a little bit of my preparation for these, I decide on my topics, most of them, pretty early on, and then I kind of dig into a little bit of research to try to figure out what it is that I want to share. And so today, or a few weeks ago actually, when I decided that I wanted to share with you all about vulnerability, I started that process, and the first few days I just kind of sat with it and thought about what it meant for me. And I really wasn't, I was kind of drawing a blank. And so I went on to the next step, which was for me kind of looking into research. And the first place that I stopped was looking at the definition of vulnerability. And this is from Merriam-Webster's dictionary. It says, capable of being physically or emotionally wounded, open to attack or damage. You all, that was like a sucker punch to my stomach, because that was not at all what I was expecting to read when I looked up that definition. But then I did remember a book that I read several years ago by Brené Brown, and many of you all may have heard of her. She has done years of research into shame and vulnerability. She's written several books, and she actually has one of the most watched TED Talks out there. And she says this, and I will link up her TED Talk in the comments below because it is so good, so worth watching. But she says this: vulnerability is the core of shame and fear and our struggle for worthiness. But it appears it's also the birthplace of joy, of creativity, of belonging, of love. And in order for that connection to happen, we have to allow ourselves to be seen, to really be seen. And this is particularly difficult for me because I was raised with a get it done mentality, one where emotions were not allowed into the equation. And if emotions aren't allowed into the equation, then vulnerability was nowhere on the radar. But in the last year or so, I'd say year and a half, I've really started to learn the power of what being vulnerable can do. And so I'm choosing to lean into it. And starting Monday, I'll be sharing a series of experiences that I've had. It is the absolute most vulnerable project that I have worked on. And some of the things that I'll be sharing will be things that I have shared for the very first time with anyone, things I've never shared with anyone before. And it's a big risk. And it will certainly come with the possibility of being emotionally wounded or attacked, as the dictionary definition says. But it will be well worth it if it leads to joy, belonging, and love, as Brené Brown recognizes. So you won't be seeing me next Friday because we'll still be in the midst of the series that I've put together. But I hope that you all go on this journey with me, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Happy Friday. Mwah.